I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to you, and it has become a good tradition for the German Congress on Crime Prevention and its partners to issue a declaration after each Congress. In this case, it's the 20th declaration, the Frankfurt Declaration. And in that declaration, we comment on the political and also crime policy or criminal policy consequences deriving from the focus topic of each year and also the further negotiations and discussion during the Congress. This year's key topic was crime prevention pays off, on the economics of crime prevention. And that means that for the first time, the GCOCP made the economic aspects the central point of discussion. And that is an aspect that so far in crime prevention and in the discussion about it in the Federal Republic of Germany has been totally neglected. The director of the Lower Saxony Institute for Economic Research, Professor Thomsen, prepared the report for the conference as an expert. The German Congress on Crime Prevention believes that cost-benefit analyses are a helpful instrument when designing and setting up criminal and prevention policy. This, however, is only true if certain requirements are met. On the one hand, the methods and the methodological foundations in order to prepare cost-benefit analyses have to be developed and tested. And on the other hand, and that's particularly important to us, the society, political and ethical discussion has to take place as to what crime prevention understands by pays off. Since the economic analysis of prevention is one contribution, and I'd like to stress one contribution to understand and develop criminal policy activity, and can also help to put the discussion on how to use the scarce funds on a factual basis. And for this reason, the German Congress on Crime Prevention requires and calls for systematic cost-benefit analyses to become the current practice also in Germany. And the quite considerable methodological difficulties going along with such analyses ought to be embraced as a scientific challenge. The German Congress on Crime Prevention believes that the economic analysis of crime and crime prevention constitute one way of pursuing the political level in developing evidence-based crime prevention policy. In this context, the German Crime Prevention Congress, however, would like to point out quite clearly that cost-benefit analyses can help and support political decision-making, but certainly cannot form the sole basis for it, at least not exclusively. If cost-benefit analyses of crime and crime prevention are to lead to a situation where politics only support what pays off from a purely economic point of view, then the objective of those very analyses would be totally forfeited, which is to contribute to an evidence-based prevention policy. For that reason, the German Congress on Crime Prevention believes that a discussion at the right point in time and at each point in time is called for in order to find out what we truly mean when we say it pays off. The German Congress on Crime Prevention believes that such an ethical discourse regarding prevention is necessary, also given current trends and tendencies. Already in previous years, we've pointed out time and again that crime prevention can also have risky aspects. With today's declaration, the German Congress on Crime Prevention would like to point out and stress the risks going along with crime prevention when using terms such as big data and nudging, or also the nanny state. Because all of these developments are developments that may be used in order to curb and limit human or the decisions of individuals to quite a questionable extent. The German Congress on Crime Prevention advocates embracing some of those risks voluntarily and with a certain degree of caution in order to make sure that we can continue to shape our lives as individuals also in the future. The German Congress on Crime Prevention clearly speaks against a type of prevention that curbs and cuts short the right to self-determination of each citizen, which also curbs their liberties and which also slowly withdraws from them the right to take decisions, albeit stupid decisions. And finally, also given the background of the necessity of such an ethical discourse in prevention, the German Congress on Crime Prevention continues to call for the establishment of a national center for crime prevention and repeats its request to equip this center in a sufficient way to fulfill its role with corresponding financial funds and equipment, and also make it a priority in order to make sure that also at the federal policy level, the demands of crime prevention can indeed be met. Thank you very much for your attention.